Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. Hello, Dental Team listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, I warned you I would talk about this on the Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean podcast. If you missed that one, go check it out. I talk about my honeymoon and throwing up blueberry pancakes, but there is an even more disgusting part that's not really gross, just shows how cool of a human being I am. So go check that podcast out if you missed it. And if you did hear it, please just send me a message of what you thought about that story. I'd love to hear from you. hello@thedentallateam.com. All right, you guys, let's talk about hiring. I warned you I would talk about hiring, and I'm going to talk about it right now because this is a hot topic. And high five, I just went through it with you, so I've got a lot of empathy. So as I've mentioned before, and I'll share with you guys, Kaylee Taylor, gosh, we love her. She's actually getting ready to go finish up her bachelor's degree and is doing her last semester, and it's full-time teaching at the elementary school. Talk about crazy times for her to finish up her schooling. But hey, that's cool. And we're just super excited for her. She's honestly going to be one of the best teachers, and we're super excited for Miss Taylor. But with that also means the Dental team is shifting and pivoting and changing. Dun, 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 dun. So it's a little scary, but at the same time, we're excited because there's new eyes, there's fresh perspectives. So while I can be excited, I can be stressed in the exact same breath. So, and then we also had a team member unexpectedly leave our team, and guess what? That happens. That's life. So I was sitting there and I thought, okay, at first it was only one person. We had to hire a person to replace Kaylee, and we weren't going to. For a couple months we debated, okay, do we need to replace Kaylee? Do we not need to replace Kaylee? We were like, nope, we totally got this. And then I had a panic moment and I said, no, we need to hire somebody else, because I was getting stressed out and realizing our company is growing. Kaylee had a great idea. We talked about who we were going to hire. I brainstormed with my husband. You guys, if you missed it on our Instagram story, which we also dropped some posts and tips for you guys there, I talked about 4th of July weekend. And 4th of July weekend, when we decided we were going to hire, I don't know, you guys, I'm a very dedicated person. And when I decide something, we're going to make it happen. And I'm not going to stop. I'm relentless in getting results. And so I talked to Tiffany. Tiffany's our onboarding specialist. And I said, all right, Tiff, we're getting serious and we're going to hire somebody in a week. Okay. So we decided to post ads. I tried something different, which is why I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that we did differently this time and the results we got. So we came up with 3 different titles of the position. So, and you guys can try it. So for hygiene, you could do a full-time hygienist, a part-time hygienist, a 1-day-a-week hygienist. Okay. So for us, we did a personal assistant with sales experience. We did a sales manager. I think we did a business executive. I can't remember our third one. Obviously that ad did not perform well. What I did is I wrote these ads up. On each one of these ads, I had a different call to action. So on the personal assistant with sales, it said, what was your favorite ice cream flavor? On the personal assistant, I can't even remember the other one. I think whatever it was. The second one, I said your favorite color. And on the third one, I said your favorite season. The reason I had 3 different calls to action is because I wanted to see which ad was performing the best. So my favorite dates to post ads: Monday night, Thursday night, Saturday morning. Those are my 3 favorite days throughout the week to post. Now, 4th of July, the 3rd, I knew was going to be a hot day because the 4th was on a Saturday and people were possibly working, possibly not, on that Friday. So I decided we're going to post ads on that Thursday night, so that way they're ready to go for Friday. So we posted on Craigslist and Indeed. We sponsored our ads on Indeed. Okay, so that's what we did. We also tried Facebook and we also tried ZipRecruiter. So those were our most recent ones. But I really loved that I tried 3 different ad titles and I ran them simultaneously on Indeed and on Craigslist. Okay, I hired one person. In the last week and a half, we've hired one person off of Indeed, one person off of Craigslist. So just so you know, that's where our stats came in from. And then we also were running ads for consultants. One of our consultants came from Indeed. I think actually both of our consultants came from Indeed. The two that are right now, they've moved through the process with us. So theoretically, in the last week and a half, we have almost 4 hires. We have been working on hiring consultants for the last 7 months. I do not believe that we have been dedicated to it as much as we should have been. And I know Tiff would also agree with that, but we got more serious. We realized we weren't being accountable, and we also hadn't put like full intentionality behind it. My fault. I should have been watching that. That's totally my fault, and I can take ownership of that. But what we did really well, I think, is we decided to be very intentional. So we place ads. Those are my days to do it. Monday night. I don't know why people get ticked off about their jobs, and then we get really popular responses Monday. Then on Thursday, then Saturday morning. Think differently than other offices. What office posts 3 ads at the same time with 3 different titles? Probably not many. So you have better odds. Yes, it cost me a lot of money, you guys, but I will tell you, when we did it on, and I look at holidays, I look at things that are coming up to pay attention for when are people going to be looking for jobs, and let's make sure we have ads going at that time. So on the 4th of July, on the 3rd, those ads produced 85 resumes. 85. And so I filtered through, I called a ton of them, set up Zoom interviews or in-person interviews. Okay. I didn't hire anybody from that first wave. Then we posted again on Monday night. I did hire somebody off of that one, and I broke my rules, you guys. I actually hired somebody with a picture on their resume. If you know anything about me, I've said for years that you don't hire people with pictures on their resumes. And I stand corrected. Kayla is our brand new hire, and she is phenomenal. One of the best people. But what I love with the ice cream flavor is what I did. So I would call people as soon as I got their resumes, and then I have an 801 number. So this just came because I have an 801 number. However, I still think it's a good tip. I text them. And when I was the ice cream flavor ad, if they said what their flavor was, I would say, hey, so for example, Kayla, her favorite ice cream flavor was vanilla bean. She said not to be confused with vanilla. They're very different. And I loved that she's that specific of a person. So I wrote her and I said, hey, my name's Kiera. You applied for our position on Craigslist, our personal assistant. And I love the fact that you love vanilla bean. The reason I said that in my text message and in my voicemail was so Kayla could remember our ad, because I know our ad stands out differently than other people. So I texted her, and guess what? Within 5 minutes, I would get phone calls back from all these people because they would remember the ad that I sent out. I found that the best time to interview, yes, this was a pain in the derriere. So I'm going to share with you the things, but this was, most offices, most companies don't do this. I did because I was relentless on hiring. So if you guys want to hire, here's what we did, and hopefully this will help you out. So I was interviewing people. I found the prime time was from 6 to 8 o'clock at night to interview people. Yes, it's freaky weird, but guess what? They're not at the work. 5 o'clock, I tried 5 o'clock, but a lot of people were just getting home, just getting dinner. So the 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock time zone tended to be the best for interviews. I had a form. If you guys want help with this, we have our hiring course. Use the coupon code HIRE7. It has every single possible form, plus sample ads, plus phone interview forms, reference checks, in-person interviews, 30, 60, 90-day samples. It's got so much in there for you, and it's the cheapest course I've ever made. We should increase that fee, but I want you guys to use it. So with that said, I literally interviewed all these people. I would set them up for interviews. Something else I did that I really love that you might try is we send a lot of our people scenarios. Now, our job is different, but I knew if they responded to scenarios, and these are weird scenarios like book a flight, create a graphic. I literally had somebody draw a graphic on a piece of paper, which, hey, way to go, way to be innovative. I wrote back and said, sorry, I should have said a virtual graphic. But anyway, I was relentless on interviewing. We brought people in. Our whole team interviewed and we answered questions. And then I have everybody do a blind grading, meaning I make us all close our eyes. And on a scale of 1 to 10, we all hold up our fingers. 10 is we should have hired that person yesterday. 1 is no way, get out of here. And every one of us would rate every single person. So what I did is I would interview at night. Then I'd send them the scenarios. Based on the scenarios, and I would usually on the phone, I would schedule an in-person or a Zoom interview with them right then and there. So we already had it scheduled. I'd send them the scenarios. They'd get those back to me before we met with them. So I had more information from them. Also, I watched their response time. And then after that, we'd interview them in person. Then I run a 5, so a 1, 3, 5, or 7 day, depending upon the position, working interview. because I want to make sure that they really like our position and we really like them. So I pay them through this whole time, of course, but they're not a true employee until after that working interview. And then at that point, we actually ask them 4 questions. What do you love about the job? What are your concerns about the job? What can we do to support you? And what areas can we improve based on the couple of days that you've been here? People have really brilliant ideas usually as soon as they first come into a company. And if you're willing to listen to their ideas, you actually can learn a lot. So that's kind of our interview. And then based on those responses, we give them their pay, we give them their logins, we have them sign their forms, blah, 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 all that. Okay. That's how we do it in the Dental A team. For consultants, it's a little bit different, but that's overall. So for you guys, with hygienists, you can literally, or dental assistants, you can run a full-time, a part-time, a 1 day a week, because right now you might just need to bring in great bodies that you can then literally convince them that they want to work with you long-term. Think outside the box. You might say, we need a full-time hygienist. Well, guess what? A lot of offices need that same thing. So what's different? What could you get by with? What if it's a 1 day a weeker? What if it's a Friday? Maybe you run all your ops of hygiene, on that Friday. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe you open up 5 days of hygiene and your doctors just do exams, but you could bring in like temp hygienist or 1 day a week Friday hygienist. Those are ways that you could actually open this up. I was talking to an office yesterday and he's like, Kiera, how can I get more in? And I said, what if he has only 3 operatories, you guys, it's a practice of 3 ops. He did over $1 million last year. And he's not fee for service. So I tell everybody, you can do it. He's in 3 ops, you guys. He runs 2 columns of hygiene and 1 doctor column. And he's not just doing huge cases, and he's PPO. We are so brilliant with his space over there. He's building a new one, which I'm super excited about. But I tell everybody, if he can do $1 million in 3 ops, you can do it too. But we were talking yesterday and I said, well, what if you guys end at 5? Let's double check and make sure your team's not going to hit overtime. But what if we open up from 5 to 6? Okay. So what if we open the hours from 5 to 6? We add in 3 hygiene patients. Well, we do that. You guys are open 4 days. That's 12 more spaces of hygiene. And we do that 4 weeks. Well, guess what? That's almost 50 hygiene spaces we could open up just by adding that 1 hour. Yes, I know that's 4 extra hours of work for the team. Yes, I understand. But that also opens up 50 more. It's 48. I know. That's so many hygiene spots. And it's not that hard to change the schedule around. Another gal, we're like, well, what if we close doctor off at 12 o'clock on Fridays, open you guys up till 3 and run 5 or 6 columns of hygiene? Or if we have assistants, we could do assisted hygiene during that time. So we could be seeing more patients, open up all those hygiene spaces just for now until we get through the backlog of all the patients. Those little things, you guys, that's where if we brought in 1 hygienist or we had an assistant or we brought in Friday and we opened up, an afternoon, you can think differently when you're hiring. So think outside the box. Hello, Dental A team listeners. I am so excited because we have truly been fortunate and blessed to work with so many incredible practices across the nation and globe. We have what is called our Platinum practice, and that is super popular. And this quarter, we are only bringing in 3 new Platinum practices. This is an area that is going to grow you exponentially. So give us a call. We only have limited space. I said only 3 this quarter due to popularity and demand. So let's get you in as a Platinum practice this quarter. Also, I found different titles resulted in different people. I placed an ad for a sales manager. Very few really crummy resumes came through. But my personal assistant with sales experience, droves of people coming in. So think about it. I know a dental hygienist and a dental assistant are pretty specific, but maybe we put in there, I don't know, if you're willing to train the front office at all, you could say customer service extraordinaire or personal assistant with customer service experience. Customer or personal assistant with sales. You guys, this girl's not going to be my personal assistant, but I knew somebody willing to come in as a personal assistant was a jack of all trades and I could train them. This girl is incredible, knows nothing about dentistry, nothing in our industry. She's already helped us in so many ways. So that's where I say for front office, there's so many different titles you can put on those positions. Back office is a little trickier because obviously a hygienist is a hygienist, but could you add anything like hygienist with customer service experience? So maybe, or sales experience, because maybe you want a hygienist who's really good with sales and great on production. I would just try it. What does it hurt to have 3 ads running with different titles and just see what's actually going to attract different people in right now? Maybe a full-time, part-time, 1 day a weeker. But think of think of words that people would be searching. Sales, business executive, manager, administrator, all those different things, customer service, sales, any of those types of words, try it in your ad title. And I always tell people, please, for the love of all love, make your ad title sexy, because they're not going to read your ad unless they want to click on your title. And if you're just dental hygienist like everybody else, what makes you stand out? So please, please spend a little time, write 4 different titles, 5, 6, 7, have everybody put it in and tell people like whichever ad we hire off will pay you $10. So come up with the best titles. Your team will have so much fun with this. And maybe you guys can find something different. I had not thought of until Jason, I was talking with my husband. He said, why don't you put the word personal assistant? That's how you hired Kaylee. I was like, gosh, that's brilliant. So we tried it. Again, that's how we hired 2 people. Something we did on Craigslist that I thought Tiffany did a brilliant job is we have little cartoon characters of our whole team. And Tiffany, I don't know what inspired her to do this. She put our cartoon characters at the top of our Craigslist ad. I can't tell you how many people commented and loved those cartoon characters and wanted to work for our company because of that picture on the top of our Craigslist ad. So maybe put a picture of your office. Do things that are different. It's going to feel crazy. It's going to feel wild. But I promise you, if you're persistent, we ran 3 ads 3 times a week, and I was posting new ads every single day. So that means a total of 9 ads were running for our positions for 2 weeks, and we hired 2 people. So I wanted to share our tips with a step-by-step of exactly what to do. Things are different. These are things I've never tried before. You guys, that was me thinking outside the box. Like, well, let's just try 3 different ad titles to see what happens. And I can tell you, because I like to, again, speak from authenticity of what gets results and hopefully share these ideas with you guys so you and your practice can grow to the next level. If you guys need help, Tiffany, we just had a brand new client. He is a silver client. So Dental Team Silver, if you guys haven't heard, Dental Team Silver, Gold, and Platinum are 3 different levels of consulting and training. So silver is like one-on-one. So a doctor or an OM, you can mix it up. It's totally your call. Gold is full team immersion. So it's for the whole team virtually. And then platinum is for hands-on. So either one, we try to make it a lot simpler and also make the price points a lot better for you guys, especially through COVID, because I believe that consulting and training are 2 of the most important things you can do for your team right now, because it's going to prepare you for the future and make you guys a better office with better patient experience, better team experience, so you don't have as much turnover, you have more patient referrals, ultimately grow your practice. So we just had a brand new Dental Team Silver client sign up. He said, I remember when I talked to him on the phone, he said, Kiera, I don't even know what I need, but I know I need something. And I was like, perfect. This is how we can help you. So in 2 calls, Tiffany had identified that he needed help hiring, and that was his number 1 objective. You guys, this is a guy who's been a dentist for, about 6 months, was trying to do it on his own. We also have doctors who have been in business for 12 years that are silver, you name it. It's the whole smorgasbord of whomever you are. But Tiffany, in 2 calls, identified exactly what his biggest need was, helped him execute. He needed to hire, but he was too scared to hire because he didn't know that he should be hiring. He thought, well, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Tiffany said, this is what you need to do. She gave him a plan. That's, I think, the best part of consulting is somebody literally will put like a stake in the ground and say, this is what needs to happen. So you feel confident, like, okay, they've done this before. They can see outside of me. This is my game plan to get the results I want. So in 2 calls, Tiff had identified that. She helped him write his ads. He had not been able to hire pre this, and Tiffany was able to help him hire 2 people in 1 week. Those are dental specific positions. So if you guys want help with that, Dental Team Silver, Gold, or Platinum, I personally love Platinum the most because it's the hands-on, and I call myself a very efficient leader. I like people to help me get it done instead of me having to scramble and figure it out myself. Of course, all of these, we help you. We give you as many resources as possible. The Gold is really brilliant. People love the Gold because it includes our entire Dental Team online virtual library. So training for every single position in your office. That's about $9,000 on its own, a la carte. And we definitely have that way cheaper for you through Gold. So whatever it is, you guys, if you need help with hiring, you need help with accountability, pop on over Dental Team Silver, Gold, Plat. Let us know. I'd love to send you our fun swag and our fun welcome package for joining Dental Team and to just welcome you to our family. So if you've been thinking about it for a while, stop thinking, take massive action, just like we did. We were dedicated to hiring. And when I ask people like, there's no one to hire, I can't do it, I've tried everything, I ask them, Have you literally tried it? Also, my last tip for you, because I'm on a roll on this. I literally put a sticky note on my window, on my mirror where I'd see it every day. A perk of being home through COVID. Thank you, COVID. And it said, hire my superstar rock star. And that's all I thought about. I was not going to get desperate. There were people I wanted to hire and I'm like, is this my superstar rock star? Should I have hired them yesterday? Is this my hell yes person? And if they're not, we move on until we find them. I'm not desperate hiring. And I will ask you, are you this committed? Are you taking up? You guys, I have Kaylee leaving. I have another person who quit. I have so many things in the business that need to get done, but I realized my number one top priority was hiring. So I put all my effort, intention, and energy there. We hired. We have almost 4 hires in 2 weeks through COVID. You guys can do it too. All right, you guys, there's your tip. Can't wait to hear from you. hello@thedental18.com. And as always, thanks for listening. And I'll catch you next time on the Dental 18 podcast. And you guys, that's a wrap on the Dental 18. But don't worry, the Dental 18 actually has a newsletter where we send out more tips and tricks every single week straight to your inbox. No, these are not podcast topics. These are additional topics that have downloadable forms. So head on over right now to thedental18.com, register for our free newsletter. We don't spam you. We don't send you junk. We just send you tips and tricks for your team. This is a great way, you guys. You could get your whole team on an email campaign if you can't get them to listen to the podcast. So head on over to thedental18.com right now and become part of our newsletter family.